I'm riding my bike in the middle of downtown San Diego. There's no bike lane and cars are getting pretty close. Then a bus pulls out next to me, making me a little nervous. Luckily, I have a guide.
Things as a bicyclist to think about is a car door that it could open just like that one just did.
Andy Hanshaw is the director of the nonprofit San Diego County Bicycle Coalition.
So you have to be aware of an outside, what we call the door zone. So there's a car door that just opened.
He's been advocating for the downtown mobility plan. The city council is expected to vote on it June 21st.
It's a forward-thinking network that's proposed to go in at one time and where bike lanes don't even exist currently.
He says the key is that all of the lanes would be added at once.
So that you can actually plot and plan your trip, to be essentially in a bike lane the entire route.
Hanshaw took me on a bike tour of the downtown streets that would get bike lanes.
We are now on 6th.
Many of the bike lanes would be protected.
It has a physical separation between the bike lane and car traffic.
The plan would add protected bike lanes on Pacific Highway and State Street, 4th, 5th, and 6th Avenues, Park, J, and C Streets, and Broadway and Beach Street. It would also extend the bike lane on Harbor Drive and the bike path along the bay. On 6th Avenue, for example, Hanshaw says he sees too much room for cars.
You can see the 3 lanes on this street with 2 lanes, 2 sides of parking. That's too much. There's plenty of roadway for a bike lane.
I think our concern with a statement that shows if we build it, they will come. If we have bike lanes, then less people would use their vehicles. The unfortunate part about that particular statement is that there are not enough jobs in downtown San Diego.
Christopher Gomez is the district manager of the Little Italy Association.
The people that typically work in downtown don't live in downtown. They live in Chula Vista, they live in Kearny Mesa, etc. And those people that may live in downtown actually don't work downtown. They work in La Jolla, they work in other parts of San Diego.
Gomez says he isn't opposed to adding more bike lanes, but he worries about part of the plan that puts lanes on State and Beach Streets in Little Italy.
We would lose an additional 50 parking spaces on those 2 streets alone, which in a residential and a school and church corridor, those are the places that are in need of parking substantially more than anywhere else in the district.
Gomez says losing parking spaces could hurt businesses, but he's worried about the people who live in Little Italy even more. He says some buildings already only have 1 parking space per unit.
So you have, for example, a unit that has 2 bedrooms. Well, you have, someone that owns the unit or a husband, wife, or a roommate. Well, where is that other person parking?
Hanshaw says in the first 5 years, the plan will actually increase the number of parking spaces. Over 20 years, it will cut more than 470 spaces across downtown. But he hopes fewer people will be driving by then.
And especially in a dense, growing, thriving, urban downtown environment, the mindset has to be about creating safer mobility choices for people to go to work, to go to restaurants, to go to the sports venues downtown.
He says it will take changing car-centric thinking to embrace the plan.
If we're just going to add parking somewhere else, we're really not accomplishing our original goals of the plan.
After we finish tracing the route of proposed lanes, Hanshaw and I stop our bikes. I'm happy to have safely ended our ride.
Yeah, are we good?
Yeah, we're good.
That's excellent.
Claire Trageser, KPBS News.